from Red Rocks Amphitheater in Morrison, Colorado, it's eTown on the Road with this week's guest, Amos Lee. And from Atlanta, Georgia, the legendary and award-winning Indigo Girls. I'm Helen Forster. Right now, here comes Nick Forster.
Thanks, Ellen. Welcome, everybody, to Red Rocks Amphitheater. We do at least one show a year from this amazing spot. It's always so powerful to walk out on that stage and look up at the rock walls and seating for 9,000 happy fans. That's what it looks like today. Whole lot of people, music lovers out there at Red Rocks. You might not think that this combination, the Indigo Girls and Amos Lee, is an obvious one, but it's one that really works. It's rooted in mutual respect and appreciation for good songwriting, good singing. Amos Lee, as some of you know, grew up in and around Philadelphia. He then lived in New Jersey. He went to college in South Carolina, began his career as a school teacher, but he was also moonlighting as a bartender, and then he slowly but surely made a name for himself, opening shows for people like Mose Allison and eventually Bob Dylan and Norah Jones, who turned out to be somebody who really helped him get started. Amos Lee, of course, now is really well established. He's headlining big shows like this one and sounding great. Let's go out to the stage at Red Rocks right now and listen to Amos Lee along with his band.
Good evening, Red Rocks. How you doing tonight, y'all? Sister, sister, carry me always in your memory. At every social gathering, hallelujah, we will sing. We'll dance in the sun. In the garden, we'll be as one. Sister, I will carry you blowing this flag around. I've been looking out for letters, waiting for a stranger to come knock me out. I've been wandering around like a man fought in a war he knows never would be won. Like an empty Budweiser bottle in the window blowing in the sun. When I'm sinking down, that's where I cry out of love. Yes, even in the darkest places, we still look for love. I've been reading the news and boy, it looks so bad. So many people out there really struggling. All these profiteers with all our tears and souvenirs, all the time they're juggling. Well, I played the clown before, and baby, I would do it for you all again. But when the sands are always shifting, it's so hard to know exactly where to stand. When I'm sinking down, that's where I cry out of love. Yes, even in the darkest places, we still look for love. Maybe I'm so hungry now, but I can't reach out 'cause I'm freezing to the bone. I don't wanna live without you 'cause I've only learned how to live alone. Now I stand before the door with a handful of keys and I can't find a lock. I've been riding out on rough seas, baby, and you know I'm always seeking out a place to dock. I know a man like me ain't never really supposed to find a proper place to rest. But when the sands are always shifting and all the sky is always full of all this emptiness. When I'm sinking down, that's where I cry out of love. Yes, even in the darkest places, we still look for love. Yes, even in the darkest places, we still look for love. Yes, even in the darkest places, we still look for love. Thank you so much.
That's Amos Lee and his band live on stage at Red Rocks Amphitheater. Here's a part of my conversation that I had with Amos right before the show. Amos Lee, good to see you.
Hey.
Welcome back to eTown. It's been a long time.
I know. It's Boulder Theater.
Yeah. I want to start, I guess, by asking you just about playing at Red Rocks and the vibe, the energy, the feeling, the love that flows down from those rock walls.
This is something that's honestly otherworldly.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it fits with the rest of life.
It's a sacred space, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Truly, it's a majesty here.
Well, I'm so glad you're here. Full house, sold out with the Indigo Girls. You have a new record. You made it in Marlboro, New York. I grew up right across the river from there, but I never heard of Marlboro, New York.
Yeah, it's a small town. The drummer in my band, it's his studio.
Yeah.
And we just went and laid it down for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Hung out.
You've worked with a lot of producers before, and this one was just you driving the bus and getting the songs down. And
Yeah, but it's always so collaborative.
yeah, totally.
You know, it's never me.
Yeah,
It is always we.
yeah. I was thinking about the versatility and the range of choices you could make in the future, because in the last little while, you did your record that was a tribute to Chet Baker. You also did your record that was a tribute to Lucinda Williams.
I adore her.
Yeah, she's so great. You've created this amazing ability to embrace and interpret so many different styles. Your next cover could be, Led Zeppelin or Luther Vandross or the Carter Family, or, it could be,
Yeah.
you've got that range and flexibility that I can't think of anyone else who, first of all, the Chet Baker thing was a brave move, but it's a beautiful record.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just the things I love. When I love something, it feels genuine.
Yeah.
That's monstrous stuff.
Yeah.
You listen to it and you're like, nah, this sounds easy. No, it's wild singing, man. But also, the songs are so great, like Lucinda. They welcome you all the way in, and it's not hard to be at home in them.
The thing about Chet Baker that's hard to understand is how he can command the song with what seems like very little effort. He's just so in the pocket and so relaxed. And I guess it comes from being a trumpet player. I don't know where it comes from. But yeah.
I think he was just feeling the vibe. Also, he's just beyond naturally gifted singer.
Yeah.
And he obviously understood mic dynamics being a trumpet player.
Yeah.
And I think that played a lot into his singing. Some of the stuff, it's like, was that one take?
Right.
That's insane.
With the band playing, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your band sounded great, too, covering that stuff. That was really the musicians you assembled. It's good choices.
Thank you.
Briefly, I just want to touch on the fact that you've always been really candid about your own struggles that you've had just to be okay.
Oh, yeah.
And like the Indigo Girls, I suspect that's allowed your fans and people who are connected to you musically to find a deeper way of just feeling common ground with you.
I hope so. The goal is just not feel as alone. Our existence is so solitary in so many ways. To put it in kind of more scientific terms, we are pack animals. And some of us are losing the pack, and some of us are losing ourselves. And the saddest thing to me is when someone suffers alone.
Yeah.
Suffering is going to happen. But when you have support and you have friendships or you have family or whatever it might be of music, that makes it at least bearable.
Yeah.
And I think that this epidemic of loneliness is really the troubling part of the modern existence.
Exacerbated by technology.
Yeah, it's a funny thing because it brings people together and it also divides them. It's this weird kind of like complex relationship we have with this thing that we haven't been using for very long.
Yeah.
But I think that the human elements of what I feel drawn to, like music and community, they're the only things that really, when I'm at the bottom, they bring me back.
Yeah. Do you have that same kind of community when you're home and off the road?
It's an interesting life when you're a touring musician.
Yeah.
It's pretty broken. Also getting older, people just pair off. So the genuine answer to that is not really. I have friends who I love and I adore, but a lot of them live other places.
Yeah.
People have moved and people live everywhere. So
Are you still in North Philly, or where do you live?
I'm actually in like the woods, in the weird woods right now. I'm living I'm solitary, which is why I've been writing so much and also have needed so much therapy. But yeah, man, I'm lucky, dude. I'm so lucky and I'm so grateful for everything. Like, it doesn't take much to go, this is amazing.
The whole thing is sort of like surreal and ridiculous when you look back on it.
It is.
And yet you filled that spot every time.
Yeah.
And you continue to. Writing, recording, curating, thinking about ways you can express yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's Amos Lee backstage at Red Rocks. We're going to have more of my conversation with Amos later in the show. But right now, let's go back to the stage and hear another song from Amos Lee and his band.
Such an honor to be back here with y'all. Thank you for being here. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for all the love. Can't just thank you enough, y'all. Hope to get it back tonight and give you as much as you're giving me. Dreamland, Nothing's ever what it seems. Think it's you who's falling apart in everybody else's dream. Here in dreamland, everything's a broken line. You think it's you who's falling apart in everybody else is fine. But I'm not afraid to dream, even when I can't stop falling, even when the light is calling, and I'm not afraid to dream, even when I can't stop shaking, even when my heart is breaking. Dreamland, faces without their eyes, trying to hypnotize me, trying to advertise me into dreamland, sleepwalking into war. When I hear it tear me down there, when I hear my angels call, but I'm not afraid to dream, even when I can't stop falling, even when the light is calling, and I'm not afraid to dream, even when I can't stop shaking, even when my heart is breaking. Dreamland, here we go again, feeling like a story doesn't have an end. I can't wake up, even when I'm falling through the deepest blue. I keep on reaching out for you, but you just listen to me scream. I'm not afraid to dream, even when I can't stop falling, even when the light is calling. But I'm not afraid to dream, even when I can't stop shaking, even when my heart is I'm not Thank you so much, y'all.
That's Amos Lee on stage at Red Rocks, along with his band, Jaron Olevsky. Zach Janikian, Jay White, Lee Falco, and Mandy Fair. His latest record is called Transmissions. Amos and the band will be back to play some more music later on. And coming up, the Indigo Girls, right after a break.
Your visit to eTown is made possible in part by the Scientific and Cultural Facilities District, or SCFD, one of the largest cultural funding mechanisms in the United States, supporting nearly 300 organizations in the greater Denver area. You're listening to eTown.
Hi, this is Nick Forster. You are listening to eTown, and we are here at this remarkable venue, Red Rocks Amphitheater in Morrison, Colorado. I mentioned that Amos Lee is going to be back to play some more music later on with his band. And now, here's what's next. The Indigo Girls, of course, are musical legends. There is a recent documentary about their career. They have been so influential for so many artists who felt that the Indigo Girls gave them permission and encouragement to speak with their own voice. They have been champions for women's rights, for LGBTQ rights, for civil rights, for the preservation of the environment, and the preservation of our democracy. They have not backed down. They've been loud and proud, but also have been making some beautiful music all along. They've been on eTown a few times over the years, and we're so happy to welcome them back again. Let's go out to the stage at Red Rocks right now for the Indigo Girls.
On the night they killed Faye Tucker, I was gambling away my last dime. Yeah, well, I pulled down the lever and I sent up a prayer. My luck would not be denied. My luck would not be denied. Roll out the head of Faye Tucker. Yeah, well, never you mind what they say. Well, you may be reborn, but it's all just for scorn. That's what you'll take to your grave. That's what you'll take to your grave. Well, the minister wants you to live now, and the governor wants you to fry. And whatever it was that you thought might occur, they got something else on their minds. They got something else on their minds. Hey! If you live, they're gonna make you a campaigner. If you die, they'll make you a saint. Either way it goes down, your life's not your own. And that's why killing don't pay. Well, see, that's why killing don't pay. I thought I heard the angels' bells, but they were just the hounds of hell. I thought I heard the angel bells, but they were just the hounds of hell. What did you learn, Faye Tucker? What will you take from this world? Hell of mercy could prove us, but nothing would move us to rise above just being cruel. To rise above just being cruel. All right, here's a song for head count. Through the dust bowl, through the dirt, Grandma was a suffragette, blacklisted for her publications, blacklisted for our generation. Go, go, go. Raise your hands high. Don't take a seat, don't stand aside this time. Don't assume anything, just go, go, go. Feed the fire, fan the flame. I know the kids can stand the rain. I know the kids are still upsetters, 'cause rock is cool, but the struggle is better. Go, go, go. Raise your hands high. Don't take a seat, don't stand aside this time. Don't assume anything, I said this time. Now don't assume anything, just go.
Truth is, I was afraid. I felt that I excelled in competing with others, and I knew that these people were not competing at all. They were acting in a strange, powerful trance of movement together, and I was filled with longing to act with them and fear that I could not.
Did they tell you it was set in stone that you'd end up alone? Use your years to psych you out. You're too old to care, you're too young to count. Did they tell you you would come undone when you try to touch the sun? Undermine the underground. You're too old to care, you're too young
Let's go backstage right now for my conversation with the Indigo Girls. Amy and Emily, so good to see you both.
You too.
I'm so glad we get to be backstage here at Red Rocks for your sold-out show with Amos Lee. The whole journey continues.
Yeah, it does.
Speaking of the journey, there's a great documentary that has recently come out on Netflix. That's all about you guys. And it's called It's Only Life After All. And I watched it, and it's just such an amazing story. Your journey starting in elementary school and into high school and coming back together, and then the impact and the evolution and the audience. And I know you're aware of it all, but it must have been amazing to see it in one chunk in a documentary.
Alexandria Bombach was the director, and she edited it, most of it herself. And like Amy had a treasure trove of documentation, old tapes and interviews and recordings and all that stuff. So we had no idea what the documentary was going to end up being like. And there's a million ways to tell the same story.
Right.
And we really appreciated her approach. She got really into our community and then our personal struggles. She really, she has a way of disarming you, and you feel free to really open up. And so it's a very, very honest, personal look at all these years that Amy and I have been working together. So it's very true to our story.
It's beautifully told, and it also sets your music in context, which I know is really important to you because it talks about the activism, it talks about the moment, it talks about the communities you created. It reveals that confluence, which isn't always natural, between performing and activism. That's not an easy fit, but you guys found a way.
It wasn't like we were first musicians and then, okay, now we're going to do activism and we have to figure out how to make it work. We were like already activists in our young ages and brought up in our families that way. And so we alienated, a lot of people probably, but just being gay alienated people. So,
Just being women.
Just being women. That's right. Good point. That's the first thing that alienated people. And then it just built from there.
Well, I mean, I think it's funny because, of course, it's a double-edged sword. You alienate some people when you're outspoken, and you endear yourself to people and connect on a deeper level when you're outspoken. Did you pay a price for your activism?
I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah.
Your career does, just by virtue of that happening, it lasts longer, I think. It's not that we thought about that. We didn't think like, if we do it this way, it'll seem organic and it'll last longer.
Well, you don't think about it when you're in your 20s or whatever anyway. But I mean, I grew up just down the road from Pete Seeger. So he was the first guy I saw playing music on behalf of his values. And so when I had an opportunity to shift from just playing in Hot Rise and touring and creating eTown, it was absolutely in my bones already because I just watched him do that.
Yeah.
And the first person I reached out to really was like Pop Staples and Joan Baez. And those are the people I brought to come to eTown in the early years.
The royalty.
Well, for me, that was the whole point, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to shift the conversation.
Yeah.
Speaking of shifting the conversation about activism and integrity and community, then came Barbie.
Good segue.
Who would have thought?
I mean, Barbie just really fell out of the sky. One day her manager called and said, they want you in the trailer for the Barbie movie. And then when we found out it was Greta Gerwig who was directing it, that it was just like, oh, we'd love to be involved with this. But we had no idea if the song would be in the movie at all. That was such an honor that she chose one of our songs and that it was featured as part of the story. It was pretty exciting, very unexpected.
It's so cool. And
It's
now
really
there's
cool.
an entire generation of kids who think that's a brand new song.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Thank God Emily wrote that song.
I mean, what a,
it
a
has served
fluke.
us well.
What a fluke.
It was a mind-blowing experience right at the right time when, you're using all your muscles to keep your career going and you're trying to just stay inspired and all that. And then something like that happens and it's just like, wow, you can't chase that. That's luck.
Yeah. Is there anything special about playing at Red Rocks that just speaks to you? It's a pretty cool spot.
Everything is special.
Everything.
We always think about when we played here with Patti Smith.
Yeah.
That's like the most special moment still for me.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't know another venue where the orientation and the energy of 9,000 seats coming down to the stage, which is at the bottom. I don't know another venue like that where it's, the sheer rock walls that just direct all that juice right down to you.
It's a funnel. It's
I don't-
amazing.
I don't know of another place like that.
The other thing
there's
is that
not.
you have to be hardy to attend a concert here because you don't know if you're going to get rained on, hailed on.
You usually will.
And you have to really want to be here, and people really want to be here. And that coupled with the just incredible musical experience.
Yeah.
And if it's not the greatest venue in the United States, I don't know. There's very little that compares to it.
Yeah.
It's always a thrill to play here.
It's special. Couple more things, and I'll let you go. One, you are both now moms of daughters. Does it change anything in terms of your day-to-day or your activism or your engagement or your sense of community?
What was a lot of focus on yourself and your own path in life then really becomes all about the focus on your child's. It's quite profound. And then there's the love of your child that was inconceivable to me.
Yeah. It's a whole nother dimension for your heart to discover when that happens.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, and you learn so much, and they always ask questions that make you think about what you believe and what you preach to everybody else, the things that you're working on, you know?
Yeah. Last thing I want to just ask you about is Amos Lee. What brought you two together?
Well, we're fans, but we met him
Huge fans, yeah.
in San Diego the first time, right?
Yeah, I think
remember
it's
that.
I think it's not the easiest thing in the world to bring two acts together in a co-bill.
Right.
And as Amy said, we're both fans, and he's just a super cool guy. We love his band and his crew, and he's also magnanimous with his time and his stage. You know, I was like, come and sing and hang out, and which is how Amy and I are. So it's a really good fit in terms of that.
Well, thanks again, Amy and Emily, the Indigo Girls, backstage at Red Rocks. So great to see you both.
Thank you.
That was my conversation with the Indigo Girls backstage before their show. Right now, let's get back to the stage for some more music, live from Red Rocks with the Indigo Girls.
We talked about God and the devil. Everyone I know can sense Armageddon. We wanna believe in something. We're unsettled. My grandfather had a telescope and a magnifying glass. Through the scope on the starry nights we saw forever. And in the morning Florida sun I burned the grass with my magnifying glass. Look long, look long, look long. There's a reason that they call it a Hail Mary. It's all or nothing on a prayer. On the brink of loss, we take our last shot. With my shaky faith, will you still be there? My grandmother had Apollo mission glasses etched in red, white, and blue commemoration. And I'm no AWOL patriot because I've dodged your party lines. I will always love my troubled nation, this beautiful land. Look long, look long, look long. Me and Marcia went walking up in northern Minnesota on a night so freezing cold the earth stood still. She talked about the prophecies and the future generations. Said, will you keep the faith? I said, I will. I will.
solution, but we might as well be flipping coins. More would be revealed if we'd adjust the focus on the shortest distance between 2 points. 'Cause these aren't the best of times, and they're not the worst. Just like the age of the earth is an illusion. God bless our brave little hearts and our inherent limitations and our short-sighted plans and our collusion. Look long, look long, look long. Can you all sing that? Look long, look long, look long. One more time together. Look long, look long, look long. That's beautiful. Everybody sing. Thank you to Red Rocks. Thank you, Red Rocks. I'm trying to tell you something about my life. Maybe give me insight between black and white. And the best thing you ever done for me is to help me take my life less seriously. 'Cause it's only life after all, yeah. When darkness has a hunger that's insatiable, and lightness has a call that's hard to hear, I wrap my fear around me like a blanket. I sail my ship of safety till I sank it. I'm crawling on your shore. I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, and I drank from the fountains. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. And the less I seek my source for some definitive, the closer I am to find, yeah. I went to see the doctor of philosophy with a poster of Rasputin and a beard down to his knee. He never did marry or see a big great movie. He graded my performance. He said he could see through me, and I spent 4 years prostrate to the higher mind. I got my paper and I was free. I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, I drank from the fountains. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. And the less I seek my source for some definitive, closer I am to find, yeah. I stopped by the bar at 3 a.m. to seek solace in a bottle or possibly a friend. I woke up with my headache like my head against the board, twice as cloudy as I'd been the night before. And I went and seeking I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, and I
children. I drank from the fountain chair. We go to the doctor. We go to the mountains. We look to the children. We drink from the fountain chair. We go to the Bible. We go through a workout. We read up on revival. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. And the less I seek my source for some definitive. Closer I am to find, yeah. Closer I am to find, yeah. Thanks, y'all.
Thank y'all so
Love
much.
you, Red Rocks. Love you.
That's Amy and Emily, the Indigo Girls, live on stage at Red Rocks, along with their band Carol Isaacs, Jeff Fielder, Claire Kenny, Lucy Wainwright Roach, Matt Chamberlain, and Lyris Hung. Their latest is called Look Long. That's the Indigo Girls, live on stage at Red Rocks.
Your visit to eTown is made possible in part by the tens of thousands of folks who've subscribed to our YouTube channel. And you don't actually have to subscribe, by the way, to view the thousands of videos that we already have up there. But if you do, you can stay up to date with our latest video offerings. You're listening to eTown.
So great to hear the Indigo Girls live here at Red Rocks. They have been such champions for so many great causes, and they've made so much great music for so long. And it's so interesting to see these two audiences, because Amos Lee's fans and the Indigo Girls fans might not have crossed paths, obviously, but they found something really beautiful to celebrate here at Red Rocks. And of course, this is such a great reminder that music brings us together, breaks down boundaries, and really is a sort of a celebration and a demonstration of what we all have in common. Right before the show, I asked Amos Lee about the Indigo Girls. Here's what he had to say.
I've known them for a long time. I
Yeah.
think we met in 2008 or 9 or something like that.
Yeah.
We did a run together. I mean, I grew up listening to them,
Yeah.
and I'm a huge fan. And whenever they're in any town that I'm at, I go to their show. But I haven't really hung out with them as much as we've been hanging on this tour.
Yeah.
But they're so good.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad they're getting their flowers right now. It's like
Oh, man.
amazing. Overdue. I kind of think they're underrated in a lot of ways, because to me, they're like iconic artists who have an incredible amount of hits. And I'm just like honored to be anywhere near the stage with them. And just everything that you could want as an artist is what the Indigo Girls are.
Yeah, it's so cool, including the added bonus of them being candid and honest about everything they're going through in their songwriting and in their interviews.
Yeah.
And being activists on behalf of the greater good and trying
Yeah.
to make good stuff happen.
Definitely.
Pretty cool. And then they're in Barbie. So, yeah.
Yeah. Bonus.
Your band sounds incredible, by the way.
Thank you.
Congratulations on all your success, man.
Really nice. Thank you for
No, I
saying
appreciate it, Amos. Really do. So right now, let's go out to the stage at Red Rocks and welcome back Amos Lee and his band.
Thank you so much, y'all. How about the Indigo Girls? So honored to be here on this show with them, to play this beautiful, spectacular, majestic place, to share that with y'all and these people on stage. Mystical, hysterical, radical, tyrannical, cynical, the pinnacle, the pitiful in their pretty wool, the gravitas, the lies we lost, sign your cross to pay the cost. You bend your knee quite shakily and break my heart so tenderly. The ringing bells that tell the tales, empires rise, empires fail, charity, catastrophe. The past decree, let the bastards be. Hold me now and hold me down. Cut me with your thorny crown. Bleed me out, let the children shout, so they can see what we're all about. Walls were built to fall. Our gods and alcohol. I refuse the call. Walls were built to fall. Mystery, conspiracy surrounding me in groups of three. The trinity that sits with me and pours my tea in symmetry, breaks my bread and keeps my stead. They watch the blood fall from my head and gather light. A shadow grows upon my pillow, fills my nose till no longer breath I feel. A horse it bucks and breaks a wheel. Laughter rise like clouds of dust. We turn to heroin, to lust, and rush the pool with ears and she scream heresy. Bring forth the beast and lead us to our vaunted fate. With bones as beggars, dirty plagues. Fill the streets with rotten meats, with fallen angel wings defeat. Blurry eyes terrorize the blindness of our mortal lives. Injurious, spurious, incurious, in God we trust to once again cut down our foes. We fill our pails as darkness grows. Walls were built to fall. Our gods and alcohol. I refuse the call. Walls were built to fall. I sit in Bodhisattva robes, a serpent with the serving rose, and hung on in his filthy clothes. The swollen hoes sing songs for those who never had a chance to rise. The golden light of dawn's demise. The wind it lashes, shakes the steel, impales the pines of pain we feel. Idolatry, the policy, the Colosseum spawned by greed. The common creed, the prophecies, the dying mother's final pleas. My child, why can't we know the promised land where we were told would keep us safely from the cold? Forbidden cities paved with gold. But as I keep you at my breast and guide you to eternal rest, with pharaoh faith I'll start the key and face the feckless Pharisee. To keep your name in full I'll fight. I'll follow you into the light. Forever in my mortal state I rush my death to crash the gate. Walls were built to fall. Our gods and alcohol. I refuse the call. Walls were built to fall. Walls were built to fall.
All right, everybody, we're running out of time. I want to once again thank Amos Lee and his band. Thanks to the Indigo Girls and their band. Thanks to our friends at AEG, including Don Strasberg. Thanks to Tad Bowman and his crew at Red Rocks. And of course, thanks to the eTown folks, Taylor Den, Todd Ayers. Special thanks to Helen Forster. I'm Nick Forster. Hope you can be with us next week right here in eTown.
You got a new mercy, a new grace. Street corner preacher with the angry face. He got 2 years off of love for good behavior. Back in the neighborhood, working for the city. There's 2 old ladies and a joking out loud. He can see for sure his work is cut out. He walked through the shadow of one feverish neighbor. Back in the neighborhood, he working for the how. But he understands the need for living large, but it's hard to get a job with a felony charge. He working in the hospital, washing dishes, walking through the fields with the lost in the vicious. Every step, every breath, a benediction. All the sin and evil from a wicked death is his conviction. In the eyes of man, Lord, he seek no favor. Back in the neighborhood, he working for it. How. There's a whole lot of trouble all around. Every night the same old sound. There's a whole lot of trouble all around. All these children soldiers in this battle. Hear me out now.
This is a production of eTown.